In the ammunition warehouse, a boy wearing a cloak quietly take away a bullet. And then came the assassination of one of them. Finished and coldly left in the midst of everyone's chaos. As soon as he disappeared, a slogan was shouted out. Finish the shooting in a spectacular way. So the young girl Mara received a lot of compliments. But that happened, touching the director's pride. When Mara was just a helper in the team. But we also have the right to create scenes in the set of him. The director blamed the production for not respecting him, so I was so angry that I left. Despite Mara try to apologize to the director and explain it to the production team, but nobody is willing to listen to her. The work in the film crew has always been like this. Father Mara. Dedicate my whole life to the film crew. I've also never received any respect. In the group, we shouldn't talk about a young girl. Only doing it for my father for times. Even if one has expertise in directing, they still don't have a say. Mara is so easily submissive. So, I brought my script to the meeting. Production director. But this producer is really something practical. When providing food for the staff and the team, we still feel it's a waste of money. Then what are you talking about? An idea that's too far-fetched. But I might be able to convince him. All that he has. This production director wants to make a commercial film. Bring in high revenue. To realize my passion. Mara is still determined, looking for more authentic materials from a prison. In the area about a criminal, famous Bachchhan Paandey. Even though the materials only show, you can make a thematic film. Criminal record. A blockbuster from this character. But even the old lady managed the records of prisoners and production assistants. Everyone advised her to give up because of his danger. In the past, to take revenge on a journalist, I've posted information about myself. But he has let his subordinates arrest the journalist, go to a desert region. The journalist's questioning scared him to death. When his subordinates get close to the sickle, the death is determined to take the journalist's life. But fortunately, Bachchhan is still here. The lighter was found before the journalist was murdered. I thought he had been spared. But a moment later, he burned the journalist alive. The crime of Bachchhan Paandey. Be someone else. So scared that I don't want to make any mistakes when mentioning the name. But maybe raw. I'm not afraid of any difficulties for my beloved project. Decide on a trip to the city where Bachchhan Pa is currently operating. Here. As soon as I arrived, I understood the power of Bachchhan Paandey. Why has it become so scary? As soon as I took 3 steps, there were already more than 10 thugs. Attack the police and steal their personal belongings. Mara, you're always so annoying. When I realized, I couldn't see them anymore. Where is the thief? But luckily, the person who took your stuff is a friend. Actress Jisoo is struggling with her supporting roles. But I've never been able to get the lead role. Wild duck, continuing my father's legacy with the dream of becoming famous an actor. But always insecure about oneself. Because I don't even have a decent place to live yet. I had to recycle an old broken refrigerator to use as a cabinet, clothes, and staying temporarily in a school during the summer vacation. This precarious and transient life is making Cho Jisoo. If you're shy, don't even have enough courage to mention the name of a criminal. A famous person from the Bachchhan area has been killed here. But Mara's purpose. I came here just to get information about that person, so we can't just leave like this. So, I've exhausted all my praise for Jisoo. It makes me so happy that I feel like I could fly to the 9th heaven. Even promised to you a major role in her movie to convince you to take me to find out about Beach. This is Trang Pon. Although this criminal has a wide range of activities. But Mara and Jisoo can only be a passerby. On his way. Because there's nowhere for him, not only arriving, but also maintaining peace. Even looking at him, gentle, and quietly sitting in front of an old man's hospital bed. That's it. But the entire hospital had already been dealt with by him, dealing with such a dangerous criminal. Jisoo doesn't even dare to let Mara do it. Record the truths you've told about him. But Mara is stubborn. Dare to take the initiative to talk to Bachchhan Paandey here. When I accidentally met him at the car wash, Jisoo and I are playing with the kids from Bachchhan Paandey. At first, I was still very friendly when I asked her where she was from. Motivate Mara. Start a conversation and delve into his crimes. But he almost scared me instead. Mara started crying when she was threatened not to be curious. And she took the stick in front of her. In her hair, she killed. He hid his hand in the car trunk because he was making noise. Let the people outside hear. Mara has started to be afraid, but he thinks her filmmaking has nothing to do with him. So I didn't give up on the goal. Find out about this criminal. Mara table with Jisoo to plan access to Bachchhan Paandey's inner circle. Here, Jisoo also forgets his father's name. But when I remember, desire to play once. I have developed a plan with you. Mara and Vishu sit back. List each of Bachchan's closest juniors. Paandey and their weaknesses. The first is Kandi. He is the strongest of the juniors. But there's a weakness in being a pious child. He was the only son in the house, with a lot of women. Kandi, they spend time at the temple every week. I have a family but I like to watch porn. The second is Bafiria. Close attributes of Bachchan Paandey. This is the person he trusts the most. He owns a movie theater. I love to tell stories, but I have diabetes, so not everyone is patient enough to listen to you. And the last one is the pendulum. A guy who has a love affair with you. Girl named Pinky. When you're working for a gangster. Notorious murderer, not hideous hands. Get to know a girl right away. There's a long tradition of being a police officer. Your marriage is definitely not approved. So Pinky was pressed to an investigator named Suryakant Mishra. But on Pinky's wedding day, not beyond the expectations of the police, Bachchan Paandey has gradually pendulum to rob bride. She didn't use force, but Pinky did. For the love that has chosen Theo Bachchan Paandey. Biographies of all 3 names of intimate subordinates. It was so clear, so Mara and Vishu also got their hands on the action right away. After considering, seems, the pendulum is the most accessible object because he has a wife. Pinky seems to be easy to talk to. But nothing has been seen. Straight pendulum hand hitting, name staring. Your wife, that Vishu RNN gang. The two immediately switched to the second object, Bifiria. To hear you tell the story. Jisoo was not patient enough with his stammering. But Mera, it's hard to hear the whole story for the sake of achieving the goal. But in the end, nothing came of it. 7 defeats, 2 last time only Condi. Jisoo went to the porn theater to do body and sell movie disc for Condi. Unfortunately, it fell into the hands of the family. And as a result, he was disgraced by the whole family. So your plan is a total failure of 7. But since then, Condi's life has been sad. I was laughed at in the face by the gang. Make your story a funny one. But 100 pages. Pawn here still expresses sympathy for your problem. He's even friendly. It's much more than reputations about a vicious killer. Notorious when he was simple. To the point of only taking a tray temporarily to cover the rain when going to the toilet. In addition to that, refreshment and friendliness. Hello, the janitor is cleaning the toilet, and there's no fear in front of him. Someone like that wants to assassinate you. He killed the wrong person, and then I'd like to talk to some guy. By phone, I can hear the whole pawn here. But he calmly resolved his sadness. First, then deal with the traitor. The other boys. Get his phone to check his number. He just called, but couldn't find anything. Bifiria at the theater. I had a little time in the gang. Spying on Pinky's fiancé. Suryakant also came to accuse Bachchhan Paandey about murder in public. But there's no evidence. The man you actually killed was right in front of you. But because of the territory and the VI Bachchan Paandey to be active, so even as a senior investigator, you can't do anything. But Maya hasn't realized how dangerous this is. That night I pressed. They were taken to the Bachchan gang's timber smuggling site. Pawn here. 2 people just went to find their families to get around, the boys. But the new soldier version was sent to spy on the 2 of them. Version to the place where Visu and Myra are to interrogate. Thanks to Myra's quick thinking, my photography has been successful. For example, this version goes for a photo shoot. Let him relax his guard for the sake of the label. When the time is right. Myra immediately caught up to ask for more information about the 100 pages. Pawney and I's version. 100 pages is a cold-blooded killer. He even killed the one he loved. But because the version has to feed his wife and children, you have to press your belly. Follow him. Mara takes advantage of this version weakness. To borrow your phone, copy the photo file. But it's really quiet. To attach a wiretap to capture 10 pieces of information about wait for the version to go. Mara, Jisoo chased after him and heard Bach's plan. Trang wants to deal with a person named Rana. He is his opponent. The plan was clearly presented by Conde for the version. But just as I was driving to prepare to carry out the plan, assassinate Beach Trang's frog. Version silently reports to Rana. But Mara has heard all of this action. In the stormy night, Mara and Vishu is still taking the trouble to keep track of Bach's situation, but to avoid being discovered. So, I hid in a nearby building. I've heard the whole process of Beach Trang, only to lose the target right in our grasp. I thought Rana was smart. But it turns out the purpose of Beach Chan Pa is. The plan this time is to catch the spy version. Because you've already investigated the raw version. With a salary of 3 million dong, why can't I take my wife and kids to a restaurant every year? And indeed, Rana was also captured alive shortly after. The version was exposed and had to be manually killed by Rana. But still, there's no way to cover it up. So I was also immediately finished off by Beach Chan Pak. After dealing with the 2 disasters, Beach Chan Pa's followers detected a listening device in someone's phone. Check the version and know that someone is nearby listening in. Mr. Beach Chan's whereabouts. Paandey is not only not afraid, and I'm also communicating with the person on the other line right now, Mara and Visu. He is sure to catch 2 people doing both. Sweating profusely and running for my life. When we got home, we both hurriedly packed our things and ran away. But as soon as I opened the door, I saw Beach Trang's group of people standing ready to wait for 2 people. Turns out, we caught them right away. Brutally beating. Let 2 people reveal the purpose of tracking Beach Trang Paandey. Both of us can't say anything until Beach Trang wants to go to Tay with Mara. Then, she took a chance. I want to make a biographical film about him, so in the end, I survived. It turns out that Beach Trang Paandey is ready to share information with Mara. Make a movie about yourself. As long as you're really good and not like a journalist. I drew a picture a while ago. You've lost all your dignity. Mara understands the problem. Show Beach Trang watch a short film she made and I want to make a feature film about him. So, Beach the more Trang excited I am to start collecting data. Initially, Beach Trang recounted a series of tragedies that made Mara very touched, but it turns out it's all because of you. The truth is, he only kills people for fun, and the only sadness is his mother. I haven't talked to him for 15 years. He became the protagonist of the story. I'm touched, but it turns out this cold is caused by Mara. Exploit. From the humorous perspective of Beachy's younger colleagues, Trang and Cho are trying out a few segments for reference. Experience. Get to know a notorious gang boss named Mara. Become more creative than ever, with an endless stream of ideas pouring out. But by the time she finishes the script then, Jisoo has also been haunting us too heavily. Even in my dreams, I see myself getting scolded by Beach killed while being excited. However, what you can exchange for those dedications? Only with 2 skins, in the entire 2-hour and 30-minute set of Mara. Make Visu not satisfied and his heart is full of resentment. So that night, when we were talking about the actor playing the male lead in Mara's movie, Vinsu intentionally took on that role, saying Cho Chen H. Beach Chan Pa played the role to increase the recognition and strength for you. Beach was so convinced by Jisoo's words. Trang has chosen Mai to play the leading male role for her, even if the young director wants to deny it. I also don't dare to speak up. Jisu's retaliation was successful, but also Mera, too scared to gather things and go to the bus station at night to wait for a ride, the earliest bus that will take you back to your city. Jisu understands that you're blaming me, so I took the initiative to come and say, excuse me, director. I also want to apologize to my friend for not keeping my promise. But nothing yet. Beach Trangpon's two underlings have come looking for him. They thought that to handle. Mera doesn't want Beach Trang to be the male lead. Play the role of a hero in her movie. But it turns out they just came to report the news and tell Mera. Beach Trang doesn't need you. I'm already a hero in the hearts of my brothers. Mera gang. Unhappy because of my own lover. But also not. It's a pity that Tay killed Beach. Despite that, he was still honored as a hero. But according to the two underlings, that's just a misunderstanding of Mera. Beach Trang's love story. This Pahan is really tainted with a lot of sadness. Back in the old days, while performing the task for the boss Laji, my own, Beach Trang also accidentally met the love of her life. Sophie is crazy. At that time, Sophie's tightrope performance, not only attracting hundreds of pages, and also dealing with a few thugs. I like to tease girls and flirt with them. Thanks to Beach Trang Rate for saving the day. Thanks to that, Beach Trang successfully scored points with Sophie, and after he completed his task for Laji. After that, I also started going on romantic dates with Sophie. When you come back to Shin Laji, let me get married after 32 years of being a slave to Cho Laji. Then your boss also happily agreed. But a thug pinned Beach Trang's nose. His story, they ruined his proposal and made him blind. One side of the eye. Sophie's death was also caused by this person. What about Beach Trang? I can only look at my loved one dying right in front of your eyes, but I can't do anything. Beach Trang is someone who always lives with passion. That's why I've always been supported by my gang members, respecting Mera and Jisu. Let them go. But she has decided to stay. Therefore, her movie is also and start filming with the male lead played by Beach Trang. But I'm just expressing a bit of emotion. I keep forgetting things. Mera is helpless. Explain about the production. We won't accept your film if Beach is involved. Trang just keeps acting like that. But with a diamond sponsor like you. Then you just need to approve the production. I also don't have the right to speak up. So he also took over the production to make tea. Pouring water while he's turning around. But that still didn't convince a director. Have a passion for the profession like Mera. So she decided to invite a teacher to teach acting for this underworld boss. This acting teacher is really not to be respected. What's the point of AI? While I was showing everyone how to act. And then they dare to call a student from the back of the class to show off their authority. But this student is actually Beach Trang. This teacher thought he was just showing off a bit. But it turns out I slapped Beach Trang and then left. All the younger siblings of Beach Trang. Seeing that scene, of course, I was infuriated. I immediately wanted to kill him, but with the pleas of Mera Beach Trang. Temporarily ignore. Let Mr. Kier continue to teach everyone how to act. Start with the training mode and shoe schedule. As disciplined as in the military. Beach Trang's entire gang. There has been progress in a short period of time. Outstanding in Beach Trang went on. Not only did Set perform brilliantly with everyone, and you might even get to see a supporting actor working with you. That's what it means to immerse yourself in a character. But it's time to close the skin. Feelings with a female character named Sophie. Then you can't perform it at all. At this moment, Mera herself, we have to lend a hand. Help Beach Trang get the mindset and finish the skin. Also from that moment, the boss's heart became dry and barren. The underworld is blooming again. I see Mera wearing a crop top in front of me. Everyone was also in a hurry to pull her shirt down. Mera doesn't realize this. But Beach Trang himself, clearly expressing regret about having to leave soon. Sako but Julie. Sometimes it's the start of a better journey. When at that moment, Laji, the person in a coma in the hospital, has regained consciousness. Beach Trang received the news and immediately rushed to the hospital. Meeting Laji, who is so happy and proud because of what Beach Trang has done in the meantime, in a state of unconsciousness. However, the matter is not entirely trying to save her boss, but actually, it's take revenge for Sophie's death with your own hands. Because since ancient times, he has known that everything is due to. Laji has trouble after settling old scores with Beach Trang. Kisang Lo is preparing for the promotion of my upcoming movie, all over the city. Mara is also working hard in the editing room with the members of the team, post-production to perfect your passion project. I'm also excitedly waiting for the movie to be released and the results. All the audience in the theater were laughing so hard that their chairs were shaking. The audience's reaction to the film was extremely enthusiastic. Mera feels very happy. But with Beach Trang, that's almost an insult. Because they dared to make fun of Mr. Ra. Moreover, the content of the movie contrary to what the script says, she chose him. Therefore, Beach Trang is increasingly resentful. Doing that just because we want the audience. Seeing a sincere and humorous side. But no one has seen it in him yet. Let him get closer to everyone. But for someone who just wants everyone to. I'm afraid of my own power, like Beach Trang. Then I just want to find Mera to settle the score. Duck soup. It seems like I can also smell the approaching disaster. So, I dragged Mera and ran away. But we ran into a group on the way. People from Beach Trang. We've taken a person from the post-production team as a hostage. Mera was caught again and doused in gasoline. Knowing there's no turning back, Mera has closed her eyes, waiting for the harsh reality to hit her. But at the last moment, Beach Trang didn't take action. Because before meeting Mera, he has met the wife and children of the version. A traitorous subordinate whom he personally killed. Running to catch a glimpse of someone, excited like a fan. Meet my idol. A young girl. Being nice to him is unprecedented. The theater is also fully booked, because everyone's house is out. The theater goes to see your movie. When I got home, the mother was silent. For 15 years, talked to him for the first time and let him understand how Mera was secretly interested in him. Understand your heart and receive a gift. The spirit is too big. And, from a sinner to a great benefactor in the heart of the 100, and from there changed his life. A few weeks after the success of the film, Mera Du became an actress. The pedo boy returns to his hometown to raise cows with his wife Candy. Porn addicts also cultivate mental health, become a devout Christian, and only watch movies of honor, religion. Jisoo also gradually became the SAO star and had the lead role, the acting teacher. He continued to teach soldiers on the battlefield. Mara later also won the prestigious award for director, and the 100 Pages also won the Comedian Award, Best of the Year. Their lives, from there to the page, just by living a sincere lifestyle and always be true to life.